As the battle for the VhaVenda kingship continues, senior traditional leaders have withdrawn their membership of House of Traditional Leaders. So this follows a leaked report that the House compiled for consideration of the court. The Supreme Court of Appeal had set aside the recognition of Tony Ramabulana as king of VhaVenda. SABC News reporter Mike Maringa joins us now. A very good evening to you, Mike. Just tell us, what is the exact status of then who now belongs to the House of Traditional Leadership, given this fallout?
Good evening to you and good evening to our viewers. It's a complicated matter. Maybe we should first start by describing this statutory body, which is the House of Traditional Leaders, which has got the National League and the Provincial League. The VhaVenda senior traditional leaders met today and they took a resolution that they will not longer be part of that body, which is the House of the Traditional Leaders. Its sole responsibility is to at least merge the gap between community members and the government. Their sole responsibility is to represent the people on the ground, as I said earlier, is to bridge the gap. But unfortunately, a decision was taken today that they won't be part and parcel of that body going forward. And that emanates from the report that we have seen that was crafted by the two bodies, which is the national and the provincial one, with regard to the ruling of the Court of Appeal regarding the VhaVenda kingship, where the court decided that the House of Traditional Leaders must come together and craft a document which will serve as a recommendation to the High Court so that they can take a founded or a valid decision based on what we have seen in the past, where a battle of the throne has been on the play for quite some time now.
Mike, as you say, it's a very complicated issue now. We know that recognition was given to Queen Masindi to ascend to the throne. So are we to assume that there is unity, that the VhaVenda household, royal household as a whole, has withdrawn from the traditional House of Leadership? Traditional House of Leadership, or is it just the factions?
Unfortunately, there is no consensus. You'll remember that the senior traditional leaders are supporting the incumbent Tony Ramabulana, who they are saying is their king. You'll remember that Masindi Ramabulana is the one who took this matter to court. There is no consensus because if you look at the crafted document, it is giving a leeway to Masindi to take over the throne. What we have seen in the document, as it was prescribed by the Court of Appeal, the House of Traditional Leaders was tasked with three responsibilities. The one was to check the issue of discrimination, if Masindi was indeed discriminated to ascend to the throne. The second one was to check if whether, because you'll remember in the VhaVenda customary law, for one to bear the king, you must be the wife, you must be a Zeki. So this is a wife that has been recommended by the royal family to say that you must marry that one so that that particular person can bear a king. And according to the House of Traditional Leaders, they are saying that that process was followed to the latter. The late Masindi's mother, according to the House of Traditional Leaders, was recommended to the family, and as such, she qualifies to bear a king or a king or a queen. And the last one is about Ndendumi. You'll remember that the incumbent, Tony Ramabulana, was Ndumi to Masindi's father. And that is one question that is also need to be also deliberated on, because according to the VhaVenda customs and laws, unfortunately, the Ndumi cannot be a king. But at this stage, we are sitting with a situation whereby Tony Ramabulana was escalated to that position. And the court is asking questions to say, if your customs are saying that this is not supposed to happen, how come are we having Tony Ramabulana as the king? So those are the three aspects that the House of Traditional Leaders was dealing with. And if you look at the report now that they are handing to the High Court, it gives Masindi a chance now to can ascend to the stage, because the recommendations seems to be in her favor. What they are basically saying is that she meets all the requirement to take over the throne from Tony Ramabulana. And at the hindsight, the royal family is saying it is their sole decision to decide who must ascend to the throne. It is them who will decide and recommend to the premier and the president as to who must take over.
Thank you very much, Mike. Mike Maringa, our correspondent there on that story.